So this is the Angie mango, and we're gonna do a taste test of it. This is some of the first time I'm doing a taste test, so bear with me. I picked this some days ago. When I picked it, it had the other side was pretty much dark green. It's kind of a bit mottled orange now. So there's a little bit of red that has developed on the side too. So I think it's ready. And when I push it, does gives in a little bit. So we're gonna go ahead and cut this up and give it a taste test. So this is the first Angie mango I've tasted. I will be tasting. A lot of people have described the Angie mango as somewhere in the flavor of something like a curry or like an Alfonso. So we'll see how it goes. Really nice kind of red blush that developed here. Okay, let's cut this open. Slicing through really nicely. Really a nice orangey color. I think the video might reflect it as a little bit more yellow, but it's a nice orangey color. Not deep orange, but good kind of medium lightish orange. It's definitely not yellow. Let me slice this. Give it a taste test. Wow, this is really good. The flesh is firm. Nice and firm flesh. It reminds me of it very much reminds me of an Alfonso mango, but the Alfonso mango, at least the ones I had in the markets, has a bit more of an acidic kick. This doesn't have that strong of an acidic kick, but it's also not as sweet as some of the Alfonso I had, but still pretty sweet. Has some nice kind of terpenes at the end of it that really reminds me of some of the flavors I get with Alfonso. Wow, I'm very impressed with this. This is pretty good. This is probably one of my best homegrown, at least mangoes I had, but I've only recently started adding a lot more varieties to my yard. But yes, this is very good. I'm gonna have another piece of this. This is great. I even tried the peel because I hear lots of times from mango experts that they end up tasting the peel and see what it does, and that there's a lot of flavor in it when they taste it. This is with the peel, and it's not bad. This is definitely more like towards the Indian strain, where like the peel, or like the classic Florida or the Indian ones, but the peel is edible, and they don't have like an astringency to it. Some of the Asian varieties, the peel itself is a bit more bitter and astringent, and you can't really eat that. Yeah, very thin peel. definitely I would highly recommend this. I really like this. I think this is going to be a good substitute for some of the Indian flavor ones. It's not as strong in terms of the floral component and the smell that you get from like a queso and a Alfonso, but the flavor is there. So it's pretty awesome mango. So one thing I do want to note about this was out of all the varieties that I did that I have that did bloom this year, this was only a variety that the first bloom itself actually held onto a full-size fruit. So I kind of give it some credit for that. Well, actually, one of two varieties that had some full-size fruits on the first bloom. I would say this Angie was one. The other one was the Laverne Manila, where I did had some full-size fruit off of it. But everything else was it took a second bloom to actually hold on to some nice fruits. So it might be a bit more disease resistance in terms of the tree itself. So yep. So that's a good thing. So I'm gonna experiment a bit some more with this, and I'm gonna go ahead and finish some of this off camera. So how would I describe the flavor of this? I would say what I'm tasting in it is a bit of kind of like a tangerine, kind of lots of tangerine flavors to it. There's some peach and tangerine flavors. That's what I taste. But the back end of it, I taste a lot of the nice terpenes you get kind of from some of the Indian mangoes. Not as strong as say an Alfonso or a Quezon in terms of getting those terpenes, but it's there. It's much more lighter in terms of those kind of terpenes. It doesn't have it smells really nice, but it does not have that strong kind of floral smell that a lot of the Indian mangoes has, which is much more stronger. I mean, it's there, but just kind of barely there, like mildly there. So nothing off-putting with all this on the flavors here. Everything's great, kind of peachy, tangerine-ish flavors. So very, very delicious mango. I wanted to note that the peel itself is very thin, kind of like on the thinness of say a peach or a plum. So it's very thin peel, edible and not thick at all, and has no astringency or anything like that. Has some added benefits of like more additional kind of terpenes and taste you get from it. But yeah, it's a very edible peel.